Well, Waad joins us now to talk about the documentary that she calls a love letter to her daughter, and we'll meet your daughter in just in a moment. But you'd always wanted to be, as a young girl, you always wanted to be a journalist, and so when you set about recording the events of the war, you didn't imagine that it was ever going to end up a film.
Yeah, no, at all. Like you know, under these circumstances, you can't feel that you will be survive or you will be like really finishing this situation and think about the next step. We were just living every day by day and every minute by minute, and we can't really think or plan for next.
So you didn't expect to survive?
Like, no, at all.
Well, you said something. You said you value life the most when death is all around you.
Yeah, it's something of the positive things that you can learn from the situation, which you just like you need to feel every minute like so deeply, the love, even the sadness, and you just think about like how I will live the last minute of my life. So you will do it like in a lot of passion and a lot of love, a lot of really feeling. We
hear of many war journalists who have a very similar thought, but what you're doing is you're working from the inside. You are actually recording the events of that war from the inside, which in itself is extraordinarily brave. And we know that hospitals were targeted, and so you have your husband, who is part of this incredible medical team, desperately attempting to put people back together again who've been terribly wounded. Then you fell for him, then you decided to get married, and then you got pregnant.
Yeah.
Now, as you say, as a mother now, you don't expect to survive. What's it like then to know that you're actually bringing a new life into that world?
Like, at that situation, you can't really think of more than the day itself. So, like, you feel like... I felt that I have now some life inside me. Now I'm bringing life to the place where all people are dying. It gives me a lot of like hope and strength that, okay, we are really stronger than what they are trying to do, as destroying the whole city, killing all the people inside. And like you've seen people around you still like living, still doing everything as any people around the world doing. Like you've seen the other families in the city, like the hospital itself, even the people who's from the staff, they are also like trying to live their life normally.
Well, this is what I was going to say, and I think this is what's really powerful about it, actually, is that, you know, the stories we hear coming over here, it's, you know, it's war, it's a war zone, but what this is a real human face of that. And, you know, the love story of meeting your husband, having a friendship, and then the marriage and that wedding day and the baby, but the backdrop is war, and that's the big difference.
So what happened in Syria, it wasn't war, and then life started under this war. It was life, and then the war happened.
Yeah.
So people are still really fighting every day just to be in a normal way of like trying to feel that, yeah, we are alive and we're trying to do our best. We were doing like birthday party, we were like having weddings, and everything was like just trying to be normal.
Did becoming a mum, because I think, you know, I definitely changed when I became a mum, in so many ways. I mean, the list is endless. Did becoming a mum change you? Did it make you more fearful of your situation?
Yeah, everything, when I was mum, everything was like more like extremist and extremely feeling with everything.
Yeah.
The like happiness was more like being happy more, and the fears was like much more. It was all like mixed between how I was trying to be really strong in that situation, strong for myself, for her, and for my husband, and for the life that I feel that I hope I will stay alive, but I was pretty sure that like maybe not.
Well, your husband's parents family are in Turkey, and you went to Turkey, chose to go back with your daughter, but his parents begged you to leave the child behind, leave her here, leave her safe.
We lived with them like the most extremely happiness of the revolution and the feeling that we have hope of the change. And at the same time, we lived with them the horror, and we knew these families. We lived with them in like many different situations, and we just felt that we can't just like turn our back and leave them alone. Especially that Hamza is a doctor. Like he have a job to do. He can help.
Well, in one 20-day period, Hamza and his team performed 890 operations. And
like doctors were like working in shifts, not 12 hours. Sometimes like it's really like 24 hours. And this is like all this job, you need to do it. You need to find a way to do this.
But there is a moment, because obviously this, like you said, this is life and death, the brutal reality of the situation, that you did have those moments of guilt for Sama, and there is a very powerful moment when you ask her, will she ever forgive you?
Yeah, actually, every mom around the world, I'm sure you have that
Mother's
feeling
guilt,
sometimes.
totally.
Yeah, like,
Parent.
did I'm doing the right thing for her? Did I'm really doing good for her? And that feeling was more, like, much more, because under these circumstances, I don't know if she's really, like, feeling, like, what she's feeling, what she can't express herself. I can't know exactly what to do for her.
But terrifying for her, because, I mean, the mother's guilt, you understand here, but this is in extreme circumstances, because a bomb went off, you had to get your camera, you handed your daughter, Summer, to a friend, they get separated and another bomb goes off. You have no idea whether you've lost your husband, your daughter, your friend, or all of them.
Yeah. It's like, I'm Syrian. I feel like I'm in Syria. This is my home. This is where I should be. And this is where I should fight for being really in a good future for her first.
Yeah.
I felt just like on all these circumstances, with all this, like, brutal, like, battle was happening. If we didn't, as Syrians, stand for these people, like, we really will not have the life that we deserve. And just this part, like, I'm looking back, sorry, for all the people who we lost, all the other children who lost. Like, we need to do something for these people.
And so, so you eventually came here, asked for asylum, granted asylum. You're working as a journalist for Channel 4.
Yeah.
And what is life like now? How, as a family, how do you all sleep?
Like, we're trying to sleep as much as we can, but let's just to be honest, in any like trauma situation, you feel that there's many problems you need to solve. But in that situation right now, as everything you've seen in the film is still happening right now, and we're still, like, really still fighting more and more, because now the last area out of the regime control, which is Idlib, there's more than 3 million people, like thousands of mothers, thousands of children, they have facing the same thing. So it's more about, like, it's called post, like, PTSD, because it's post-trauma, but it didn't finish yet. So you need more to focus about, like, we are survived to tell the story, and that's what we are trying to do now.
And the hope is to go back home eventually. But here she is, Sama. It's so nice to meet you.
Sama.
Can you see yourself on the telly? Yes, you can. Look on these ones here, Sama. Look, you can see the screen here. Look, can you see yourself?
There you are.
And Sama started nursery, so she's at nursery.
Yeah, are you in nursery, Sama?
Is she enjoying it? Have you got a nice teacher? Too much. As soon as they see themselves on the telly, go and have a look.
She's going to have a proper look now.
Oh, you look very beautiful.
She's following the familiar pattern.
Isn't it?
It's what they
Always
all
the
do.
Same.
Yeah.
Always the same. Oh, she is gorgeous.
And
She
you
really,
have
really is.
another daughter as well.
Yeah, I have Taima. She's 2.5.
Yeah.
Sama, where's Taima?
Where is she?
Sama.
No, we've lost her.
Yeah,
we've lost her.
that's it. She's gone for the camera. It's just fantastic.
So sweet.
She's so excited to be here. Like, she was running around all the studio.
She is absolutely delightful.
She really is. And thank you for coming in. And well
so
done.
much.
It's an
Thanks for
incredible
having
story,
us.
a very important one to be told.
For Summer is out in cinemas on Friday. And thank you, Well. Thank you very much
so much.
indeed.
Thank you.